The NBA is screwing with the Dallas Mavericks, and after tonight's 114-113 loss, I'm convinced something's going on. In tonight's game, we knew we were without PJ Washington, Derrick Lively, Dante Exum, and Maxi Kleber, 4 key rotation players. But even without all of that, the Dallas Mavericks kept it very competitive and very close, to the point where we only lost by 1 point, and we had as much as a 6-point lead. But at the last few seconds of the game, of course, everything went wrong. The refs were involved, the commissioner was involved, the NSA, the NBPA, everybody was involved and conspired against the Dallas Mavericks. So in this video, we're going to take a look at the box score, see what really happened, what were the good things that happened, as well as what needs to be fixed before a game against Denver. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we start with today's video, we're currently sitting at 14,319 subscribers, getting very close to that goal of 15K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related, the live streams, the watch-alongs, the news vids, and everything else in between, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. And in tonight's game, although it was very frustrating to lose with 0.8 seconds left on the clock, a no-call shove from Nurkic that the refs just blindly don't see, as well as just trying our best with many different lineups, just throwing out any player, even Kessler Edwards went out there for a little bit. We were down 4 key players, but the Dallas Mavericks kept it competitive and they kept it close. Of course, the first quarter was still without a lot of energy, and that's something that Jason Kidd did address after the game, which we will get to later in this video. And with that, we were playing behind, as down as much as 13 points. We go into halftime, we're down by 13, but we knew we were fine. As long as we keep the intensity, we play at a fast pace, the Dallas Mavericks were in a good spot. And in the second half, we took over. We outscored the Suns both in the third and fourth quarter. And we only lost by 1 point, and it was in the last few seconds. There was a weird foul that was made on Nurkic, but then Nurkic fouled somebody else, but they didn't call it. He split the free throws. They were up by 1. There was 0.8 seconds left on the clock. We tried to get a last-second inbound shot that didn't go in, and the rest was history. We are now 5-4. And although we can be frustrated at the refs, we can be frustrated at the Suns, we can be frustrated with everybody, it doesn't matter. The Dallas Mavericks have to do better. The Dallas Mavericks have to improve. These slow starts are killing us. If we keep trying to fight back and try to win after being down, we're going to have a very long season. It's very rare we get a lead and enjoy it against an actual competitor, at least against another contender. It's always these small bottom feeder teams that we just dominate, and the Dallas Mavericks have to do something if we can actually compete against these better teams. But to go over the box score real quick, Najee Marshall, continuing his streak of just amazing play with his defense, his ball handling, and scoring, had 18 points, 5 rebounds, was 2 of 6 from 3, and 7 of 12 from the floor. And Daniel Gafford had 15 points, 1 steal, 7 rebounds, was 6 of 7 from the floor, and 3 of 3 from the free throw line. And Kyrie Irving played 41 minutes, had 29 points, 3 steals, 6 assists, 7 rebounds, was 2 of 6 from 3, and 10 of 17 from the floor. In the third quarter, he really just took over, kept the pace going, kept that foot on the gas, and made sure that we stayed comfortably either ahead or right behind the Suns and not letting the game get away from us. And Luka Doncic, arguably, in my opinion, his best game of the season yet. And I know there's going to be a better one to come. But in 42 minutes, he had 30 points, 1 steal, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, was 5 of 12 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, and 11 of 25 from the field. I'll gladly take that. And Klay Thompson, which is arguably probably his worst shooting night. I'm not too sure what's going on with Klay, if he's in a shooting slump, if he's unhappy. There's a lot of rumors and grumblings going around. I don't know what's going on with Klay. But in tonight's game, he had 12 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, was 1 of 7 from 3, and 4 of 13 from the floor. 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He was a +6. You know, the defense was there. He was doing all the small things, but as far as that shot, it just wasn't there. And Omax and Kessler Edwards, they were able to get a few minutes in the flow of the game. Wasn't able to really produce anything. But Dwight Powell, and I'm going to take a minute, and in all seriousness, all jokes aside, thank you, Dwight Powell. Thank you for being healthy. Thank you for being available. Thank you for providing us 25 minutes of just quality play. Not the absolute best, not the absolute worst, but we had Dwight Powell out there for 25 minutes. I don't know the last time Dwight Powell played more than 15 minutes in a game, but in 25 minutes, he had 4 points, 1 assist, 6 rebounds. He was 1 of 1 from the field, 2 of 2 from the floor, And I mean, he'll do exactly what you ask him to do, whether you think he was a net positive or a net negative. It's the fact that we were able to play him that long because Daniel Gafford was also in foul trouble. Thank you, Dwight Powell, in all seriousness. Spencer Dinwiddie played 28 minutes, and I'd argue that was a little bit too much minutes from Spencer at times. He had 3 points, 2 assists, and that was really it. I kind of wish we split those minutes with with Grimes and Hardy, as Quentin Grimes only had 9 minutes of action, and he had 2 points, 2 rebounds. Jaden Hardy had 3 minutes, and really didn't do anything. And this game wasn't really up and down. It wasn't a whole lot of back and forth. I mean, there were back and forths of lead changes as we kept the game close. We kept the game competitive. In the third quarter, we really found our pace, and we were able to keep that pace. And a lot of people were frustrated, pointing out these weird lineups that Jason Kidd was throwing out. And me personally, I'm not upset with Jason Kidd at all this game. I think Jason Kidd did a good job with what he was given. It was up to Jason Kidd to figure out how to beat the Suns when you're missing PJ Washington, Derrick Lively, Dante Exum, and Maxi Kleber. How are you going to do it with this roster? And we did a very good job. The game was ours to win. It was right there. And of course, it took some craziness for us to lose the game. But a lot of those lineups that you saw were Jason Kidd trying to give somebody some rest. Kessler Edwards played like a minute tonight, and that was mainly because he was healthy. He was fresh. He hasn't played much at all. Throw him out there, see if he can get a stop. He's a little bit longer than Jaden Hardy. Jaden Hardy likes to foul out on defense, so throw Kessler Edwards out there, see what he can do, give someone else a break, and then pull him out real quick. I think Jason Kidd understands this roster a little bit better. I think he knows exactly what we need. But until we have a fully healthy team, Jason Kidd's going to have to work with what he's got. But let's take a look at a few other things really quick, because Jason Kidd had a lot to say after the game. Jason Kidd, after the loss tonight, saying somebody has to come with some effing energy. He had a lot to say. And he continues saying, Jason Kidd on his team tonight saying, for whatever reason, we're getting off to a slow start. It's got to be addressed. Someone's got to come with some effing energy. We're effing flat. Our bench stinks right now. As deep as we are, we got to get someone to effing participate off the bench. That's 3 F-bombs. I'm not sure if I can even get away with it saying it here, but he's absolutely right. Our bench was abysmal. No one could produce off the bench. And just throwing up the box score, if you want to look real quick, we had 113 points tonight, and what? Our bench gave you 9? Gave you 9 points off the bench. Spencer Dinwiddie played 28 minutes and had 3 points. Dwight Powell at 4 points in 25 minutes, that's more than what you can really expect on any given night from Dwight Powell, but no one else could do anything, and I think that might be more of a jab to Spencer Dinwiddie, because it's hard to really ask Quentin Grimes, Jaden Hardy, Kessler Edwards, or Omax to really do too much in 3 and 9 minutes, but in 28 minutes, Spencer Dinwiddie, 3 points, that's all you can really provide. I think that shot was more towards Spencer Dinwiddie, but it does continue that even Luka Doncic, who also spoke, he agrees with Kidd that Mavs need to show much better energy to start games, also address the last 2 plays. And yes, the energy has to be there. From the opening tip, we need to play with more intensity, play with a purpose. Stop trying to just slow the game down, play at your own pace, and then try to catch up. We need to set the tone from the jump and stop letting our opponents set the tone. And as far as the last 2 plays, yeah, that's where the NBA, the commissioner, the NBPA, everybody was against the Dallas Mavericks. Because what I'm about to show you, you tell me, does this look like a foul? It's circled there. It looks like Daniel Gafford under the basket is getting pushed. Getting pushed to the point where he was pushed out of boxing out to the point where he couldn't get a rebound. And somehow Nurkic gets to the free throw line. He misses the first one, makes the second one, so they're up by 1. We try a last-second inbounds play, and it all fell flat. Regardless of who's against us, regardless of all the shortcomings that happen, you got to take it on the chin, live with the results, and get ready for the next game. But in my honest opinion, I truly believe that we are fine. If we lost by 1 point with 4 players out against the Suns, who are on a winning streak right now, I'm pretty confident for that game on Sunday against the Denver Nuggets, who has been struggling. They got a little bit of a groove going on, but nothing that the Dallas Mavericks can't take care of. But as always, we got to talk about who stood on business, and sometimes it's hard to tell who stood on business and lost. So I'll have to give it to a few guys. Shout out to Najee Marshall for having just another continued streak of good games. I got to give it to Daniel Gafford and Dwight Powell for just stepping up and just doing what they can. Got to give it to Kyrie for still just being Kyrie, and Luka Doncic, I think, is slowly but surely finding his groove. This was a much better game from him. But it's a team effort. The bench has to step up. And with these injuries, everybody has to kind of figure it out. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think that the NBA is against us? Do you think this was just a loss on our part? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far to the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and Discord. Link in the description below. Consider becoming a channel member. We are doing a giveaway every single month on this channel, and the only way to enter our giveaway is to become a member of the channel. But until next time, y'all take care, drink water. Peace.